Welcome to the WinEst eTeam shared editing video. In this video, we're going to show you how to set up an estimate for shared editing. We will talk about a couple of best practices to help you save time and make you more efficient. And we will follow that by showing you views from different estimators as they add and quantify items and assemblies in WinEst. WinEst offers three versions of its program: eTeam, Pro Plus, and Pro. eTeam is the version that offers the shared editing feature. The advantage of using shared estimating or shared editing is that you can have multiple estimators working on their part of the estimate, each one at the same time. And you can see the costs as the estimate is being developed. There is no need to merge estimates when done, which is usually done at crunch time, and then hoping all the different pieces have been included. Everything will be there. To set up an estimate for shared editing, you need to set up users. So we click on File, Estimate File Security, Users and Passwords. We can add users manually, or we can import them from Active Directory. In this case, I'm just going to add 3 users. I'll go ahead and click OK. I'm notified I'm logged in as an administrator. I can change my login or I can remain as administrator. You also need a shared folder to store the estimate, and the estimators need to have access to that shared folder. So I'm going to save the file into the shared folder. Click File, Save As, and I'm almost ready to go. The next step I need to do is turn on shared editing. So I click File, Shared Editing, and check on Allow multiple users to edit this estimate at the same time. Now, a best practice is to use a template. It's not required for shared editing, but it is a common scenario. Set up a template with users, general conditions, maybe a WBS table, some common markups. In this video, I've already set up a template, and I'm going to use that to start my estimate. So I'm going to close this sample, open my template. You can see I have some general conditions items. My users are already set up. I have a WBS table set up. And I have some markups in here. Again, this is not required, but it can be a big time saver. So the last thing I need to do is make sure shared editing is on. I've already set that in my template. And when I have that on, I can view a chat window that allows me to chat with other estimators. Before we take a look at the other estimators' items and assemblies, let's take a look at a preference that's in here. It can be very important. So click on Tools and Preferences. The one you see at the top is Read in other users' changes every 15 seconds. You can set that to a desired time. This checkbox right here, Filter out items owned by other users, can be very useful. If you're working on a large estimate and you want to see just your items, you would check that on. And then finally, there's a couple preferences set for the chat window. And now we're ready for shared editing. Dale and Jonathan will be joining the estimate shortly, and we'll take a look and see how that works. Now you can see the admin has the estimate open, and we're just waiting for the other users to log in. A message pops up letting me know Jonathan logged in. In the meantime, I got another from Dale, and I'm now replying to both that we're all in and ready to go. Now you can see all 3 screens. The admin is in the upper left, quantifying the general conditions items, while Dale and Jonathan are adding items and assemblies to the estimate. Jonathan is doing the concrete and masonry, while Dale is adding partition walls. Both Dale and Jonathan are taking off assemblies with specification variables. In a moment you will see them adding the items to the estimate. Each estimator can set how often his screen should get updated with other users' items. In a few seconds you'll see the admin screen get updated with all of the items and the assemblies that were just added. Now we are looking at just the admin screen so we can get a better view. The items Jonathan added just got updated in this view. Note that I have inserted the owner column at the left of the takeoff view so you can see who owns what item. And now we see Dale's items being updated. Next we see Jonathan's screen only. He is in the sheet view and is setting a preference to filter out items owned by other users. What he sees now are just the items that he owns. Doing this allows him to focus on just his part of the estimate. In this section we see two screens, the admin's and Jonathan's. They're switching to the sheet view where you can see the estimate using any number of filters. Each estimator is looking at a different view of the estimate at the same time. Note that the admin is going through labor, materials, equipment, subs, and division details while Jonathan is looking at his own views. In the meantime, Dale is in the takeoff view. You can see it at the bottom of the screen using the chat window. The admin adds an owner column to one of his filters, easy to do. And at the right you see Jonathan's screen where he's taking a look at the totals page. This is a bigger view of the totals page. This is where you see your markups. These markups were included in our template and have been updated continuously as estimators quantify items, delete items, and adjust prices. As estimators exit the estimate, they can save their changes and the estimate can later be worked on one at a time or in shared mode. This is a very powerful tool to add to your arsenal. It will save you time, make you more efficient, and help you to become more accurate in your estimating. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.